Welcome, Clear Spring Roadrunners. This is Mrs. Kim. Thank you for joining me to practice the subtraction by place value priority strategy. In this session, I will use whole numbers up to the tens and decimals through the tenths and hundredths. The numbers I will use are 29 and 42 hundredths, 8 and 31 hundredths. To get started, I will break apart each of the numbers by place value. In the number 29 and 42 hundredths, there are 2 tens, or 20, 9 ones, 4 tenths, and 2 hundredths. In the number 8 and 31 hundredths, there are no tens, 8 ones, 3 tenths, and 1 hundredth. Now that I've broken apart each number by place value, I need to subtract by place value. I'll start in the hundredths place. Using this decimal grid, this whole decimal grid at the top, I'm going to represent 2 hundredths. 1 hundredth, 2 hundredths. I know this is 2 hundredths because I need 100 hundredths to make one whole. Now that I have the 2 hundredths, I need to subtract 1 hundredth from that 2 hundredths. I'm going to cross out or take away one of the hundredths. I'm left with 1 hundredth. In the tenths place, I have 4 tenths. Using the decimal grid above, I have 10 tenths to make one whole. I'll shade in 4 of those tenths. My next step is to take away or subtract 3 of those tenths. I'll do that by crossing out 3 tenths. I'm left with 1 tenth. In the ones place, I'm going to subtract 8 from 9, which equals 1. And I have 0 tens to subtract. So I'm left with 20. Now that I've broken apart each of the numbers by place value and subtracted, I need to put them back together. I now have 21 and 11 hundredths. I know I have 11 hundredths combining the 1 tenth and the 1 hundredth, because if I look at my model, I have 1 tenth and 1 hundredth. I know 1 tenth is also 10 individual hundredths. So 10 hundredths plus 1 hundredth equals 11 hundredths. Our original problem was 29 and 42 hundredths. Subtract 8 and 31 hundredths. After we broke apart by place value, we subtracted each of the place values to get 21 and 11 hundredths. Now it's your turn to continue to practice the subtraction by place value priority strategy in workstations at school and in homework. If you need reminders for the subtraction by place value priority strategy, please revisit this video. Thank you, Roadrunners. This is Mrs. Kim, your Clear Spring Math Coach.